Even though Crawford is confident heading into the ring with Madrimov, not everyone believes he will win. In the days leading up to the fight, we have watched recordings of Crawford and Madrimov working out.
Like everyone else, Andrew Ward is another great fighter. So having him helping Terence, maybe gonna help him, maybe not.
And based on what USYK observes, Crawford may be in danger. In fact, USYK has even cautioned Crawford against being overconfident.
Because I seen that in sparrings. I brought some fast lefties, fast technical lefties, and Israil would do his thing to the point where, at one point you could see that those punches.
Claiming that it will only result in a defeat for him, but Usyk had different thoughts about the Canelo-Crawford match at that point.
We'll get together in Dubai.
Yeah, I'm going to Dubai too. But I'm coming to Ukraine.
When?
Before Terence Crawford's anticipated fight with Israil Madrimov, known for his tactical brilliance and nearly perfect record, Oleksandr Usyk delivered a strong warning to Crawford in a sport where words can carry as much weight as punches. Usyk's involvement only added intrigue to the already highly anticipated fight.
Dogs. And talking, that's it. Talking. Cause you talk a good game. You ain't better than me in nothing.
Dogs.
Nothing.
Dogs.
Nothing.
Dogs.
Today.
You're very nervous today.
Speaking of the Crawford versus Madrimov fight from his training camp, Usyk said, "I have watched Madrimov and he reminds me of the hungry fighters I used to face in my early days. He has a lot of power and he is relentless. Crawford is a phenomenal boxer, but he must be prepared for a war."
And it's a different approach, but yes, he's more experienced, he's more known, but that's my opportunity.
Alex's comments corroborate what we have been hearing about the sport, particularly in light of his personal experiences rising through the weight divisions and taking on physically intimidating opponents. But Alex's caution goes beyond his Madrimov skills to include his mentality, which is an important factor that is frequently overlooked in the pre-fight analysis.
I'm coming to see your country.
That's warm. Where are you from, actually? Where are you from?
I'm coming when it's warmer, not cold. It's cold right there. I'm gonna come. Check you out.
Usyk Israil says that Israil Madrimov is a rising star in the super welterweight class. His aggressive style and strong amateur background have made him a formidable contender, and his professional record, which includes several impressive knockouts, demonstrates his ability to end fights quickly. Additionally, Joel Diaz, a well-known coach who has worked with champions like Timothy Bradley, has helped Madrimov hone his skills and strategy.
He will drain you mentally before he beats you physically. And with Crawford, it's more about a technical puzzle that you have to figure out slowly as rounds go.
Usyk Madrimov fought against Michael Soro, a seasoned veteran, who demonstrated his ability to dominate with a mix of power and precision despite having less professional stage experience than Crawford Madrimov. Madrimov's raw power and unconventional style make him a dangerous opponent. His relentless pressure and seamless stance switching could present unique challenges for Crawford, who is known for his adaptability and ring IQ. However, Usyk did not stop there. He continued to give a brief analysis.
Коли він боксує в лівосторонній стійці.
There are some similar things when Terence switches his stance, but it's normal. All fighters all over the world, they watch each other fights and absorb some positive things.
But Usyk does not see Terence Crawford as a weak opponent. Known by his nickname Bud, Crawford is regarded as one of the best fighters in the sport, winning titles in a number of weight classes, including lightweight, super lightweight, and welterweight. His flawless record is highlighted by victories over fighters like Kell Brook, Amir Khan, and most recently, Errol Spence Jr., demonstrating his skill and versatility in the ring.
Bam made his way into the top 5 pound for pound. Ennis, in my opinion, is top 5 pound for pound as well.
Crawford's versatility and technical prowess contribute to his reputation as one of the hardest fighters to plan against, solidifying his status as an elite boxer. His ability to switch between orthodox and southpaw stances with ease, combined with his keen boxing abilities and tactical acumen, makes him a formidable challenge for any opponent.
Crawford is smart, He can be tricky as all as you want, but a person like Crawford is gonna see through the smoke and mirrors. He knows boxing. He's a.
Crawford responded to Usyk's warning in an interview with the ESPN, maintaining his trademark calm. He stated, "Mater is a strong fighter and I expect a tough challenge, but I faced many tough fighters in my career and I am always prepared that this fight will be no different."
There's no doubt it's Crawford #1 pound for pound.
Listen, I'm willing to show him. I didn't been showing him. I just felt like
Crawford has a solid record of physically and psychologically dismantling opponents, so his confidence is well-founded.
Black don't crack.
The Crawford versus the Madrimov fight, according to Oleksandr Usyk's comments, is more than just a fight between the skilled fighters. It is a conflict between mindsets and experiences. Crawford has a wealth of experience from his many title fights in high-press situations, while Madrimov is less experienced but still carries the hunger and ambition typical of a fighter with something to prove. This contrast sets up an intense fight. Madrimov's style is based on constant aggression, using his power to overwhelm opponents. He is known for closing the distance quickly and throwing potent combinations, which are especially effective against opponents who prefer to box from a distance. Crawford, on the other hand, excels at controlling the pace and distance of a fight.
Of course, they have plans. Everyone has their own plans, and they're thinking ahead. You know what's going to happen next, and this and that. I have my plans too.
However, while Usyk maintains that Crawford might be in trouble with Madrimov, he has a different take on the Canelo versus Crawford fight. According to Usyk, the main question is whether Madrimov can handle the cerebral approach that Crawford brings into the ring. Can Madrimov sustain his aggression without falling into Crawford's traps? Conversely, can Crawford withstand the physicality and pressure that Madrimov undoubtedly brings? Turki Alek, a well-known boxer in Saudi Arabia, has recently expressed his wish to see Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford square off. Despite the fight's weight disparity, this ambitious clash is gaining momentum in the boxing community.
Свой план, мы это сделаем, остальные это время покажет.
Of course,
The undisputed super middleweight title is currently held by Canelo Alvarez. His career, which has been characterized by victories over elite opponents in a number of weight classes, has cemented his place among the sport's elite. Canelo's dominance at 168 pounds has allowed him to unify the titles, defeating opponents like Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders, and Caleb Plant. His ability to move fluidly between weight classes from light middleweight to light heavyweight showcases his versatility and skill. Nevertheless, his most recent appearance did not involve Crawford. Although it was in line with promotional interest and weight considerations, he chose to battle Imanja, another rising star in the sport, which had many of us wondering if Crawford may jump over.
Oh! Mukia is down for the first time in his career!
Crawford was being considered as a possible opponent for Canelo's Cinco Dio event, a highly sought-after place in the boxing calendar. Although the fight never happened, Crawford's desire to test himself against the greatest remained apparent. In the hypothetical Crawford versus Canelo fight, one of the main talking points will be the weight difference. Canelo, who has fought as high as light heavyweight, would naturally hold a size advantage over Crawford, who recently moved up to super welterweight. This size discrepancy would likely make Crawford the underdog in this fight because it is physically demanding to fight a naturally larger opponent. But Andrew Usyk expressed confidence in Crawford's ability to overcome these challenges in a recent interview on the 3 Knockdown Rule podcast. Andrew Usyk praised Crawford's versatility and ring intelligence, emphasizing his ability to fight effectively from both orthodox and southpaw stances, a skill that could prove crucial in a bout against.
Boxing like big.
Like a big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's strong too. He's strong.
Yeah.
He's got great ring IQ.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Given that he has successfully advanced up the weight classes, Usyk's support of Crawford is noteworthy because it lends credence to the notion that, despite the size gap, Crawford's skill set and strategic approach may level the playing field.
Wow.
My friend, but it's crazy, man. Listen, I say, Terence win. Yes.
What? Terence win over Canelo.
Well, Terence win. But listen.
Canelo has previously competed at this weight, holding the IBF, WBA Super, and WBC titles before moving up to super middleweight. A return to middleweight for a marquee fight against Crawford could reignite interest in this weight class, which has historically been a hotbed for some of boxing's most memorable fights. Should this dream fight come to fruition, the middleweight division seems a likely compromise. But Canelo's current weight class of super middleweight complicates things further. he may be required by the IBF to defend his title against William Skull, a less well-known opponent. This situation is fluid, as purse bids for the fight have been postponed, giving Canelo more time to consider whether to keep or renounce his title. Canelo's decision could affect his willingness to move down in anticipation of a fight with Crawford. If he decides to relinquish his IBF title, it might indicate a readiness to pursue high-profile bouts outside the super middleweight division, which would make a fight with Crawford more likely. However, a fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is still speculative. Usyk noted that the intrigue that this creates is evident, adding that such a bout would not only Although Usyk believes that Crawford may struggle with Madrimov, Joel Diaz-Madov's trainer adds another perspective to his own. Joel Diaz-Madov feels that the boxing community and fans undervalue Madrimov by concentrating too much on Crawford's prospective future fights, rather than the immediate challenge he faces.
With Israil, from what you guys have done in camp, like what type of fight are we going to see, you think?
We're going to see a very complicated fight in early rounds, just until we try to figure out
Diaz's worries stem from how the general public and boxing enthusiasts view Madrimov. Despite having a 101-fight professional record, Madrimov is still relatively unknown to many fans because his accomplishments and skills have not been as widely publicized as those of Crawford, whose fights have been extensively aired on ESPN.
By the 5th, 6th round, once Israel's already got his timing and distance,
this discrepancy in exposure have led many to believe that Crawford, with his lengthy 16-year career and spotless record, will easily defeat Madrimov. However, Diaz cautions against making such assumptions, stressing that Madrimov is a formidable opponent in his own right and that his fighting style is distinct and challenging to prepare for. He emphasizes Madrimov's ability to fight from various angles and his unpredictable attack patterns, which can confuse opponents who are not familiar with his style. This unpredictability is a crucial part of Madrimov's game as it keeps opponents from getting into a rhythm or devising a counter-strategy. Diaz recalls moments when Madrimov sparred with well-known fighters like Dmitry Bivol, a light heavyweight.
I look at him and I tell him, hey, champ, you can make history. He goes, coach, we're making history. And he says, coach, relax, everything's fine. And when you talk to him, every time you talk to him and it's based on the plan of attack, he tells you, coach, he says, nope.
Diaz's observations suggest that Madrim's power and technical skills could pose significant challenges to Crawford, who is stepping up to 154 pounds for this fight. As Madrim is very complicated, Madrimov demonstrated his ability to hold his own during these sessions despite the size and weight difference. Diaz clarified that watching Madrimov on video is no substitute for experiencing his capabilities firsthand.
Coming from his country, who he's a superstar over there, and over there, the training is different. I had the honor to be over there for 3 weeks.
The fight's background includes talks of a possible confrontation between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, a fantasy bout that has many in the boxing community dreaming of, including Saudi boxing chief Turki Al-Sheikh.
He can go 15 rounds, no problem, and in full control. So we just have to keep reminding him to stay focused, stay in control, and just stick to the plan of attack.
Although there are many plans for Terence Crawford to face Canelo, Diaz warns against looking too far ahead, saying that thinking about such a fight would divert attention from the immediate and serious challenge that Madrimov presents. If this fight does not happen, Diaz said, it will not be against an ordinary fighter.
In those sparring sessions, he was one of the primary sparring partners for Bivol when he fought Canelo. And him and Bivol did some great sparring sessions. Like, oh man.
However, this focus on future earnings could be detrimental if it leads to underestimating Madrimov. Diaz claims that the prospect of a Crawford versus Canelo fight is intriguing not only because of the fighters' reputations but also because of the financial rewards involved. A fight with Canelo, a massive draw in the sport, promises significant paydays, making it a lucrative option for Crawford.
I mean, Canelo's just big. Remember, when he fought Bivol, he was 185. So he walked in the ring at 185. He's a big boy. When he steps in the ring, I mean, he's big. And
Crawford is at a point in his career where each fight could potentially be his last at the highest level. This reality puts pressure on his decision-making process and fight preparation. Diaz suggests that Crawford's desire for the Canelo fight might lead him to take risks he would otherwise avoid, particularly given his age and recent inactivity at 36.
I've seen him. I mean, he's not like an untouchable fighter that he doesn't get hit. He does get hit. I've seen Gamboa put hands.
On the other hand, Madrimov, who is 28 years old, is in the prime of his career and is eager to prove himself. Diaz feels that this dynamic favors Madrimov because of his youth and strong desire to establish himself as a global fighter. Diaz's confidence in Madrimov is well-founded because he notes that Madrimov's physical attributes, such as his strength and size, have allowed him to compete successfully in sparring sessions with larger fighters, including those in higher weight classes. Diaz believes that Madrimov will be well-suited against Crawford because of this combination of size, power, and technical skill. His Madrimov youth, his ability to move, and when he hits he hurts, Diaz noted, underscoring the physical threats Madrimov poses. One of the most compelling aspects of this matchup is the underdog narrative surrounding Madrimov. While Crawford is a known quantity with a storied career, Madrimov is still carving out his legacy. This fight offers him a significant platform to showcase his skills and make a statement to the boxing world. A victory over Crawford would not only secure him the WBA super welterweight title but also elevate his status and open doors to even bigger fights in the future. Diaz acknowledges the challenge of preparing for a high-profile fight against a seasoned veteran like Crawford. However, he believes that Madrimov team has left no stone unturned in their preparation, focusing on both physical conditioning and strategic planning. This comprehensive approach is designed to ensure that Madrimov is ready to capitalize on any opportunities that arise during the fight. I know in that fight there's going to be exchanges and anything can happen to get that victory, Diaz said, highlighting the unpredictable nature of boxing and the importance of readiness. In the run-up to the highly anticipated and disputed welterweight championship fight between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. on July 29, Oleksandr Usyk confidently predicted a victory for Crawford. While Wake both believed that Crawford might be in trouble, we cannot leave one detail out.
It's great fight. I like and Terence. It's great boxer. I think
Usyk saw Crawford as a great boxer who could switch stances with ease, a trait for which he is known and which he believes could be crucial in overcoming Spence's challenges. This admiration for Crawford's boxing abilities stems from Usyk's belief that Crawford's abilities are similar to his own in terms of tactical versatility and adaptability. Usyk's evaluation was predicated on his conviction that Crawford could adjust and employ techniques in the ring with effectiveness, a quality he felt was comparable to his own fighting style. It is a great fight. I like Terence. He is a great boxer. I think Terence wins. Usyk confidently predicted on Fight Hype regarding Crawford's victory over Spence. This prediction, however, came with a caveat rooted in the infrequent activity of both fighters in recent years. Since 2020, both Crawford and Spence had been relatively inactive, with their most memorable performances being in the past, particularly before 2019. This led to a reliance on historical performances rather than recent form. When evaluating their chances, Usyk had pointed out that Crawford's ability to switch stances was not unique but rather a common attribute among top fighters who study and learn from each other. There are some similar things when Terence switches his stance, but it's normal, Usyk had noted, highlighting the fluidity and adaptability that are hallmarks of elite fighters. He acknowledged that fighters around the world often watch each other, absorbing useful techniques and strategies to refine their skills. This shared learning, according to Usyk, contributed to Crawford's technical proficiency and his ability to seamlessly switch between orthodox and southpaw stances, making him a challenging opponent for anyone in the welterweight division. However, as Crawford prepared for another crucial fight against Israil Madrimov, Usyk's confidence seemed to waver. Unlike his assured prediction of Crawford's victory over Spence, Usyk appeared more cautious when discussing the upcoming challenge posed by Madrimov.
How good is Madrimov when you watch him?
He's good, damn good.
Yeah?
Dangerous, strong, determined.
Although Crawford had previously demonstrated his tactical acumen and technical prowess, Madrimov posed a different kind of challenge because of his aggressive style and raw power. Madrimov's reputation as a strong puncher who can deal a lot of damage added an element of uncertainty that even Usyk acknowledged. Usyk's tempered outlook on the Madrimov fight suggested a shift in his confidence in Crawford's invincibility. Despite Crawford's impressive track record and Usyk's earlier confidence in his ability to handle Spence, the potential physicality and power of Madrimov seemed to present a distinct threat. Usyk's earlier observations about Crawford's style and skills now appeared to be under reconsideration as he faces the reality of Madrimov's formidable punching power, a factor that could decisively influence the fight's outcome. This cautious stance reflected a broader concern within the boxing community. Crawford's recent lack of activity might have left him vulnerable against a physically imposing opponent like Madrimov, and while Crawford's technical skills and experience were undeniable, the question remained whether they would be enough to withstand the kind of physical onslaught Madrimov was capable of delivering. Usyk, despite his earlier confidence, seemed to recognize this challenge, acknowledging that the outcome might not be as straightforward as previously thought. Well, what do you think? Do you think Usyk's change of view from Spence to Madrimov holds some weight? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more updates. See you in the next one.